Congratulations to all who are with me, dear learners, honorable guardian, and respected viewers. How are you? I hope you are keeping well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also well. Dear learners, welcome to online class. Dear learners, today I am going to teach you English second paper. Dear learners, your today's topic is very important and interesting. That is right form of verb. You know that right form of verb is practiced from class 6 to intermediate level. So it is very important for learning English. Besides, you will find in every exam, including public exam. So you must know regarding right form of verbs. Dear learners, before starting my class, I would like to say something about right form of verbs. You know that there are a lot of rules of right form of verbs, but you cannot memorize all sorts of rules. That's why I have already listed some major rules, and I have listed only 20 rules for right form of verbs. I believe if you follow my instruction and memorize 20 rules, you will be able to perform right form of verbs. So now I am going to start your lesson. Let's enjoy the class. My dear learners, there are 6 rules regarding right form of verbs. So you have to look at the whiteboard and you can see that I have already written 6 rules with example. So take your pen and notebook and try to write down this example and rules. Notice rule number 1. You can see usually, normally, generally, always, sometimes, regularly, every day, daily, often, etc. Dear learners, if you find all sorts of adverb in any sentence, of course, it should be present indefinite tense, and verb should be present form, that is V1. V1. My dear learners, you can see an example. A good boy dash learn his lesson regularly. So we have already found regularly in this sentence. Can you get what type of tense should be? It should be present indefinite tense, and verb should be V1, that is present form. It's okay? Dear learners, you should remember that as subject is third person singular number, so you have to add s or es with principal verb. So learn, so we have to add only s, that is a good boy learns his lesson regularly. Learns his lesson regularly. It's okay? I think you have already understood roll number 1. Now we are going to roll number 2. Dear learners, look at roll number 2 and you can see some adverb: now, nowadays, at this moment, at present. If you find just kind of adverb in any sentence, you have to understand it should be present continuous tense. It should be present continuous tense. So you can see now in which sentence we have already found now adverb in this sentence. So it is present continuous tense. So we have to make it present continuous, and we have to follow the structure of present continuous tense. How? First of all, you have to place subject, then M is R according to subject. As subject third person singular number, so we have to place is, then we have to place verb and ing. You have to add ing with main verb. That means he is reading a book now. That is, he is reading a book now. We have already written. We have already written present continuous tense. Dear learners, in your exam, class 6 and 7, the students of class 6 and 7, you will find right from a verb in such way. But from class 8 to intermediate level, you will find right from a verb in box form. Box form, there will be some verbs in a box, and there may be a passage, and you will find some gaps. But you have to fill up the blanks with suitable verbs from the box. But in this case, you have to do two things. First of all, you have to choose verb from the box. Then you have to make right form of verbs. It's okay? Okay. My dear students, now look at roll number 3. Dear learners, if you find just now, already, yet, ever, lately, recently, in any sentence, you have to think it should be present perfect tense. It should be present perfect tense. If you find all sorts of adverb in any sentence, it should be present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. So there is an example in rule number 3. There is an example: he dash go out just now. So in this sentence we have found just now. Obviously it is present perfect tense because we have found just now in this sentence. So we have to make it present perfect tense. So how we can make it present perfect tense? We have to follow the structure of present perfect tense. I believe you know the structure of present perfect tense which discussed in previous classes. Dear learners, now as it is third person singular number, so you have to use has, because if you find third person singular number, you have to add has. Then you have to use past participle of principal verb, that is V3. That means he has gone. Go, went, gone. He has gone out just now. In which way you have to make present perfect tense, but you have to find such kind of adverb. If you find such kind of adverbs in any sentence, obviously it should be present perfect tense. It's okay? Okay. Dear learners, look at rule number 4. Dear learners, if you find last, yesterday, ago, before, the previous, one day, year, within past within bracket, if you find such kind of adverb in any sentence, you must recognize that it is past indefinite tense, and verb should be V2, that means past form. It's okay? How? There is an example for your understanding. My father dash come home yesterday. Dear learners, in previous time I told you, if you find yesterday, ago, before in any sentence, it should be it should be past indefinite tense. So we have already found yesterday in this sentence, so it is past indefinite. My father, so we have to make a past form of this verb. My father came. My father came home yesterday. It's okay? My dear learners, then look at rule number 5. Rule 5. Dear learners, you know that there are also some modals verb. Now you can ask me, what is modals verb? In previous time I discussed to you, modals verbs mean can, could, may, might, shall, should, ought to, have to, has to, is going to, are going to, am going to. These are modals verb. Dear learners, you should remember, after all sorts of modals verb, what I have read out in previous time, after all sorts of modals verb, principal verb should be present from. Or V1. But after modals verb, this is modals verb. You must. So after modals verb, we have to place present from of main verb or principal verb, that is go. You must go there. It's okay? Okay. My dear learners, notice rule number 6. You know that passive mode or all sorts of modals verb plus be. Dear learners, if you find any sentence is passive mode or all sorts of modals verb plus be if you find in any sentence in such way is designed in anywhere, in which case you have to use verb 3, that means past participle. Past participle. Suppose there are two examples here. Sugar is dash import from Brazil. Sugar, this is object. Object cannot perform the work, so it is passive mode, because object cannot perform the work. So sugar is so it should be passive mode. Sugar is imported. We have to make it V3. Imported. Sugar is imported from Brazil. Dear learners, look at example 2. In previous time I told you, if you find modals verb plus be, this is modals verb, so, and there is be. If you find modals verb plus be, you have to make past participle of principal verb, that is V3. That means handwriting should be developed. Have you understood? Dear learners, if you fail to understand any particular role or any particular example, try to write down that on your notebook and try to consult with me through inbox. You can send your problem in my inbox. Dear learners, I think you have already understood about 6 roles. In previous time I told you there are a lot of roles regarding right form of verbs. You will find 70 roles, 80 roles, 90 roles, 100 roles in different grammatical books, but I will not give you all sorts of roles. I have already made a list of roles about right from a verb, and I have made major 20 roles. I believe if you learn 20 roles properly, you will be able to perform right form of verbs. Okay, thanks to all. Write down the roles and example on your notebook, and I hope you have already written the example and role. It's okay. Now I can clean the whiteboard, and now I am going to give you another role and example regarding right form of verb. Dear learners, you must know about preposition. You know that in previous class I told you what is preposition. Preposition is a word placed before noun or noun equivalent to show its relation to some other word in the sentence is called preposition. My dear learners, you if you find any preposition before principal verb, then in case of right form of verb, principal verb should be gerund. Principal verb should be gerund without to. Without to. Dear learners, without to, suppose I never think I never think of go to cinema. Dear learners, in previous time I told you, if you find any kind of preposition without to in any sentence, after preposition verb should be gerund. Verb should be gerund. So in this sentence we have found preposition, and after preposition there is a verb. So if we find preposition, but after preposition if we find a verb, this verb should be gerund. How? I never think of, that means gerund, that means verb plus ing. I never think of going to cinema. It's okay? It's okay? Thank you. My dear learners, if you will, dear learners, there is, now I am going to give you another example and another rule. If you find with a view to rule number 6, with a view to look forward to get used to accustomed to object to addicted to dear learners, if you find just kind of praise words, in any sentence, after this praise verb should be gerund. Verb plus ing. Now I am going to give an example. After getting the example, your confusion will be cleared. Current has gone. I am, dear learners, wait for a bit, electricity will come. Okay, I am looking forward to receive another another letter from you. From you. Dear learners, look at the example. In previous time I told you, if you find with a view to or look forward to, get used to, accustomed to, object to, addicted to. If you find just kind of phrase in any sentence, then you have to make verb plus ing. That is jirang. So after looking forward to, I have found receive. This is principal verb, so we have to make it jirang. That means receiving. R-E-C-E-I-V-I-N-G. Receiving. So I am looking forward to receiving another letter from you. It's okay, my dear learners. I think you have already understood about 8 roles out of 20 roles. I told you that I will give you 20 roles regarding right from a verbs. Among the 20 roles, today I have already given you 8 roles. I hope in next session I will give you another 12 roles. If you learn about 20 roles, you will be able to perform right from a verbs in your exam. Dear learners, okay, thanks to all, goodbye.